Welcome, my friends, to day 33 of PMP Exam Mindset. H.G. Wells said, "The only true measure of success is the ratio between what we might have done and what we might have been on the one hand, and the thing we have made and the thing we have made of ourselves on the other." When it comes to evaluating project benefits and value, there are some key words that you need to understand. And of course, benefits and value are conjoined. Value is the net quantifiable or intangible benefits that you experience from your project's output. In this part of the PMP Exam Immersion book, which you can find on Amazon, our focus is on evaluating and ensuring that the project delivers tangible benefits and value to the organization and stakeholders. It covers methods for tracking and measuring project benefits against defined objectives. Agile projects prioritize delivering value early and frequently, with a continuous focus on ensuring that the product or service meets the evolving needs of customers and stakeholders. Very quick warm-up before we get into our main question. Let's challenge your knowledge, true or false. Delivering project benefits is less important than completing the project on time and within budget. The answer to this is false. While completing a project on time and within budget are important metrics, the ultimate success of a project is measured by the realization of its intended benefits and the value it delivers. A project that meets budget and schedule but fails to deliver value is not truly successful. True or false? In Agile, value to the customer is continuously assessed and maximized. Well, that answer is true. Agile approaches are inherently value-driven through continuous feedback loops, sprint reviews, backlog prioritization, and iterative delivery. Agile teams constantly assess and maximize the value delivered to the customer and stakeholders. Number 3, true or false? Agile projects do not prioritize early delivery of benefits. That's false. In the world of Agile, we strongly prioritize the early and frequent delivery of benefits by releasing potentially shippable increments regularly. Stakeholders can start realizing value sooner, and feedback can be incorporated to optimize future benefits. Number 4, true or false? Stakeholder feedback is irrelevant to assessing project value in Agile. The answer is, of course, false. Stakeholder feedback is highly relevant and crucial for assessing project value in Agile. Haven't you ever heard from people that say, "We delivered everything the customer needed," and they're still not happy? Well, value, again, is perceptual. Benefits, again, are individual in many projects, and that's why you need to understand the stakeholders asking for what requirement and ensure before you conclude that it truly meets their needs. It truly reaches that level of satisfaction, and that's why we have our sprint reviews, and that's why in the world of predictive, we have validate scope. So, it provides direct insight into whether the delivered product meets their needs, solves their problems, and generates the expected benefits, guiding future development. The final one here is number 5. True or false? Benefits realization is only assessed at the completion of the project. Well, that's not true. This is false. Benefits realization should be assessed continuously throughout the project lifecycle and beyond, especially in Agile. Early and frequent delivery allow for ongoing measurement of benefits, enabling adjustments to maximize value and ensure the project remains aligned with strategic goals. So that, my friends, is our opener for day 33. Let's jump into our question. And the question is as follows. It reads, 6 months after project completion and product launch, the project manager reviews the initial business case and benefits management plan. While the product is technically successful, the actual adoption rate by target users is significantly lower than projected. impacting the realization of expected financial benefits. What is the project manager's most effective action to evaluate and address this discrepancy in benefits realization? A. Formally close the project and archive all documentation as the project scope was delivered and accepted by the client. B. Conduct a post-implementation review with key business stakeholders and the operational team to identify root causes of low adoption, analyze the actual value delivered versus planned, and recommend corrective actions on strategic adjustments to maximize benefits. Or is it C? Attribute the low adoption rate to external market factors beyond the project's control and document this finding in the final project report. Or is D the best option? Initiate a new project specifically to market the product more aggressively, to increase user adoption, transferring responsibility to the marketing department. I'll give you some time to think about this. All right, you can hit the pause button if you need more time. So, here is the problem. The product is technically successful, but the problem is the actual adoption rate by target users is significantly lower, and it's impacting the realization of the financial benefits. So you can either do something or nothing. See? How do you address this discrepancy? Do you formally close the project and archive it and say, done deal, because everything was technically excellent? No. You have not addressed the aspect of benefits realization. A would not be good. B, conduct a post-implementation review with key business stakeholders. So we're not just leaving everyone high and dry. We are going to implement, it didn't say a post-project review, still within the confines of the project. You can allow the implementation to go on, and then afterwards you identify the root causes, analyze what went wrong. This is not a bad option. But let's see if C is better. Attribute the low adoption rate to external market factors. Well, there's nothing in the question that says market factors are the cause, so we can't just jump at C. That's putting words into your mouth. D, initiate a new project specifically to market the product more aggressively to increase user adoption, transferring responsibility to the marketing department. Well, it's your project, and it says 6 months after project completion and product launch. So going back to reread the question, post-implementation actually does mean the project is completed and the product has launched. So even though that has happened, initiating a new project for marketing does not address the question of benefits realization, benefits analysis. You see, in this area, your benefits management plan, your benefits register, those things have to be talked about. And then you need to ensure that you're upholding what was promised in the very beginning in the charter. So if there was a target adoption rate and that is not being met, you cannot just leave that in the air. It has to be resolved. So post-implementation review, since this is after project completion and product launch, sounds like the best thing to do. Initiating a new project and marketing is not bad, but it doesn't address this problem. You see, analyzing the actual value delivered versus planned, recommending corrective actions, because there's this misnomer that projects end and everything else is someone else's problem. It's not true in the world of PMI. So in this case, the best answer is B. A project success extends beyond mere delivery to the actual realization of its intended business value. The project manager's most effective action is to conduct a post-implementation review to identify root causes of low adoption and recommend corrective actions. This proactive approach ensures the project's long-term strategic impact is measured. I know the question sounds, well, the project is over, so I'm going to just jump to a new project. No, because jumping to a new project still doesn't address the root cause. You got to get down to that root cause. Okay, so A, formally closing the project and archiving is redundant since that's already parroting off what this says, and it doesn't solve the problem. So it's already closed. And then option D, initiate a new project, well, it still doesn't address the problem. The one that solves the real problem is B. All right? So, my friends, final thoughts on this. Evaluate and deliver project benefits and value. Number one, you got to investigate that benefits are identified, and then you got to document the agreement on ownership for ongoing benefit realization. Make sure there's a measurement system in place. And that's what we're talking about in this question. You got to track the benefits. And then you got to evaluate delivery options to demonstrate value. And the final one, at some point, whether in the confines of the project or outside, you should appraise stakeholders of value gain progress. You see, that's what's missing in some of the other options. Your mindset when it comes to delivering project benefits and value needs to be have a game plan for benefits. Understand value is net benefits. Track the value. Understand what is value. Value could be your utility of a product, how often it's used. It could be how it increases your efficiency. It could be how it fills your pocket with tons of revenues. Like look at a tool like SAP. My goodness, talk about value and benefits for that company. But it's not always money. They're intangible and tangible benefits alike. Something that makes you faster, something that makes you more meticulous could also be looked at as value. So when we talk about a project, we often say project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to deliver value, benefits, and the desired outcome that the customer is looking for. And part of the desired outcome in the question we just saw was the adoption rate, right? We want people to use this thing more. And if that is not met, then the project could be looked at as a failure. So what I love about PMI sensitizing us to this in our PMP development is it is helping you as a project manager increase your chances of success and your reputation in the real world. Because unlike other project managers that will just throw something over the fence and say, well, we're done, it met all the scope and the schedule and the cost, you're like, but wait, there's more. Yeah, did it actually meet the business case? Did it actually meet what we promised in the charter? Did we actually get the adoption rate? Did we get the utility we were looking to? And if the answer is no, then your project wasn't a success. And that's the difference between a lot of other bodies of project management and the PMI. Right off the bat, out of the gate, you're sensitized to the importance of delivery. So for your exam, make sure you read up the business case, read up about the benefits management plan, the benefits register, the benefits owner, all that stuff you got to understand. And the initial author of the benefits management plan is the project sponsor. But the project manager should eventually own that thing as far as going over it and ensuring you did your part from a project management perspective. Because if you don't do these things, it hurts not only the project and the ultimate delivery and outcome, it also hurts your reputation. So you have to sensitize your management and your team to the post-implementation activities, which is really evangelizing that tool, evangelizing that product, and ensuring that the desired utility and conversion rates, adoption rates are there. Okay, my friends, I'll speak to you next time. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button. All the very best.